I'm looking to hunt in this area, and I could use some advice.
I'm no witcher. I set traps, snares, try to keep neckers away from Lobinder, that's all.
I'm aiming a little higher than neckers.
The old man? Meaning the Karen? Finally, Laredo's splurged. Listen, I'm not one to teach your grandmother to suck eggs. You witchers know your work. But if you pay me, I can prepare a useful trap.
What kind of trap?
Puncturing trap, immobilizing trap, even decoys to pull monsters into an ambush. Whatever you like. Since I can easily finish off an ensnared necker, it should be child's play for you.
Interesting. Now he's also willing to craft for us. Just mentioned this for fun.
I need to make a few orens. You wouldn't happen to have a job for a witcher, would you?
There's never a shortage of work for a witcher in this forest. It's positively teeming with beasts. Though I'm not surprised they come here in droves.
Know why that is?
Cursed places attract all sorts of scum, like dung attracts flies. There was once a great house in the clearing. They locked up lunatics there. During the war with Nilfgaard, it was raised in a fire. The lunatics broiled in their cells. The ruins remain cursed to this day. 2 daredevils went off to explore the ruins recently. They haven't been seen since.
A great house, you say? Tell me more about the building itself.
It was an old manor house that was converted into a mental institution. There was no shortage of lunatics in wartime. They just kept coming. Reverend Mercey locked them up in there and looked after them. If you find the 2 people lost in the ruins of the mental asylum, you stand to be handsomely rewarded. By them or their families.
No harm in trying.
Of course, we should just do a little of this. And we're of course hunting the Karen.
I aim to kill the Karen. Heard you might be able to help.
That depends on the sort of aid you seek.
I need information.
We should have killed it years ago. Now I don't know. The beast has become too large for the riverbed, and it has strange growths on its tentacles, extremely thick skin. Previously, it inhabited a swamp along one of the Pontar's tributaries. Completely wild terrain. Even the Scoia'tael don't venture there. You should go see the wreck of the boat it recently sank. Inspect any traces it's left. See the destruction.
Where's this wreck?
Venture south into the forest, then turn east toward the river. You'll find the ruins of a bridge erected long ago by the Enshe. The wreck lies at their foot.
Thanks, Cedric.
You'll find me by the boat wreck.
Jeez, Triss. Sure you're not overusing those teleports?
I'm glad you're here.
Okay.
You compensating for some deficiencies with that sword.
So now the Karen quest is being tracked, but we will get to see if that other guy has not magically appeared where he should
Take
be.
care of yourself.
You too, random man. You too. Shouldn't he be around? Oh, there he is.
Ready? As I said, I'm cautious. My lab is well hidden, and I want to keep it that way. So I'll have to blindfold you.
You never mentioned a blindfold. I like to know where I'm going.
Forgive me, but secrecy is essential to me. If you can't agree, it's all off.
Fine.
All right, but no tricks. One false move and you'll never open your secret door again.
I'm not mad enough to mess with you. Grab hold of my arm. My workshop is very near. Almost there. Now, Porky!
Huh. Some good little misadventures.
Sincere apologies again. I know you could slice me up like a juicy side of beef if you wanted to. I had to protect myself. I'll ask you to be patient while my men check the formula. You've no idea how hard it is to find qualified specialists these days. In Bleinheim's day, I worked with only the best alchemists.
Bleinheim? I'm under the impression I know the name. Somebody from Flotsam?
No, Vizima, long ago. I need a moment. The results are ready. A fake, after all. You should not have tried to deceive me.
I actually felt a bit guilty. But then you flapped your tongue one too many times, revealed your allegiance to Salamandra.
In that case, you'll need to stay here.
Okay, so they are Salamandra. How much is it? I was a professional. I feel like we're missing something as to reveal why this guy is Salamandra, or these guys are. But I don't know. Okay, that's not the way. Or did I just need to progress it? Can't loot anything. Can't even dodge roll because we have no weapon. Thank you, game. I'd like to load the last save game. Can't remember when it was though. Oh, up
You'll
here.
find me by the boat wreck.
Sheesh, Triss. Sure you're not overusing those teleports?
Now that little trick is, of course, known to us, we can always tell him that. Now we don't want to go down, but we will stay true to what we've done and not suddenly change what we're doing. And I should learn to just compulsively quick save all the time again.
Ready? As I said,
All right, but no...
I'm not my workshop. All now, pork.
Skipping ahead. That Blindheim fellow. You know, that was someone from Salamandra. We killed at one point. Maybe it was the professor. I don't know. Because the name's not striking any bells for me.
Sincere apologies again. I'll ask you to be patient. You've no idea how hard it is to find qualified specialists these days.
Bleinheim. I'm under the impression I know
Look
the
him
name.
up.
Somebody from Flotsam?
No, Vizima, long ago. I need a moment. The results are ready. A fake, after all. You should not have tried to deceive me.
I actually felt a bit guilty. But then you flapped your tongue one too many times.
In that case,
Okay, I just looked it up. Blindheim was the guy behind kidnapping the brickmakers in the swamp. In chapter 3, yeah. Meaning, if we'd been more perceptive and so on, we'd have known.
Oh, fuck!
We're around here. That's what we'll have to do. This brings me back to all the times we've been killing Salamandra goons in caves. I want some real executions, more or less. Shame we don't have our Volkia Sihil in our hands right now, because we've used that to bring death to these motherfuckers plenty of times. We're only dealing 50% 10% damage because we're fatigued, having no vigour or stamina. Come on. We're all dead. There you go. All of our equipment back. Let's just equip it. Superb short sword. It is technically better than our seal, but at the same time, it's, well, it doesn't have the history with us that our good old steel sword has. And I like weapons with a little history behind them. Of course, also enjoy murdering Salamandra, but we've been over that plenty of times, I suppose. Cooldown on tapping the talisman. I do believe they, of course, I didn't just mentioned the professor, who would have been a dead giveaway, or Javed, and that would have also made King Band Salamandra goon here dumber than he should be. But Lionheim is one of those. It was a good nod to those people who really remember the first game. And I'm outing myself as someone who doesn't know anything by not remembering him. Though, I think about it, I think he was the guy we killed together with the druid. How time flies, though. See, we're taking our boat back to Flotsam, but I'd like to just explore this cave a bit. Maybe we'll find something interesting. A quick little loading though, so. Okay, we're out in the middle of nowhere now. Well balanced daggers. Where are we exactly? Oh, not that far off. We have no tracked quest, and I enjoy that. Because it means we're left to our own devices and our own mental abilities. Let's go see what where's Cedric can do stuff for us. Don't know who's in here though. That's not worth that much, I don't think, and it's just going to wear us down. Timber is however useful because we'll be needing that to make swords.
Excellent work.
In it? The finest hides and the tannins on half by either. A straggler here, a lobber there, sometimes a hapless calf. I've even got otter fur for you.
You hunt?
Oh, we must not hunt in the royal forest. Even children know that. Besides, it's too dangerous to go among the trees now, what with all those monsters.
They must be finding more food in the area.
A war's brewing, methinks.
Not necessarily. The Scoia'tael attack merchants and ambush patrols. Ideal conditions for necrophages.
We ought to wait for better times and be satisfied with the little things, like the good book teaches us.
The good book is a book mentioned in the books. It's essentially the New Testament, but with a twist. Just vague ideas of don't be an asshat. Roll dice with this guy. So trade. So let's trade. Sell that. These well-balanced daggers. If we get the dagger throwing skill, we might be able to use those. Dagger throwing is just kind of wonky, so. The armor, hardened leather jacket. We can't compare it to our own because we can't see her in our character sheet here. Let's see. It's pretty good for, you know, if you don't have anything else. See, these gauntlets are maybe better. These are probably better than what we're wearing at the moment. Will this guy go to if you want some equipment? Right, we'll be sticking with our good old stuff. Mail enhancement. It's actually pretty good enhancement. Also very expensive compared to the others. Just clean armor, and... Oh, that's weird. Some resistance to bleeding. Incineration. Let's not spend too much. An armor enhancement to increase our armor by 1. Kind of feel like we maybe should use that on Raven's armor just to make it a bit better. Let's check Raven's armor. 7 armor and some vitality and poisoning and bleeding. Now, had we not used the other enhancement we got in the prologue, which just mysteriously disappeared, but not all that mysteriously though, because my own theory is that the game generates a new inventory based on your, what you're supposed to have every time you go into one of the prologue chapters, because you could be taking them out of order, and therefore it's best that it would be weird for you to suddenly have a sword you picked up later. If you go, I'm going to start with what happened last, and then make my way back up to what happened first. Which is, of course, a very weird idea. Damage bonus and signs. No, nothing here we really need to craft. We'll play some dice. Say we do it at least this one time, just to show you, dear viewer, how it works in this game.
I'd like to play dice.
I don't just play anyone. Tell you what, if I find out you're any good, I'll give you a chance.
Okay, so we need to get good before this can't play us. That will probably never happen. Another merchant, or vendor, or trader.
You come with chairs too?
You'll betray no one else, Elvin, bitch.
What's going on here?
This whore's a Scoia'tael spy.
Any evidence?
What's it to you?
Easy. She loiters around the garrison, kick-kitting us. Roderick says he bound her, but I don't believe that.
I did!
That's your evidence?
2 of our lads are missing. Last seen with her.
I only spoke to them. Then they went off towards the caves. That's all I know.
The bitch is lying. She led them into an ambush.
This ought to be easy enough to resolve. Look inside the caves.
But they're crawling with all sorts of filth.
I'll do it, but you'll pay me. Wait for me at the harbor.
Goal of being the white knight that he is. It's not gonna let racism just go by. Take beneath Blossom. Who's this woman?
My medallion vibrates when you're nearby, and it only vibrates near magic or danger.
Maybe it's warning you not to make a pass at me, lest I slap you.
You're right. I should watch what I do.
Listen carefully. People may say I'm a witch, but I don't deal in spells. You don't look like someone who'd come for a charm or a curse. So you either seek out sensations or hunt witches. Whichever the case.
I'm not about to denounce you, nor do I want to see you dancing naked in the moonlight before Veopatis' shrine.
How dare you?
I want to buy some herbs.
Herbs?
For personal use.
Those animals in the background. Play dice with her. Oh, that's part of the amulet.
What do you know about protective amulets?
I'm no sorceress, but I know a bit about magic. Why do you ask?
Take a look at this one. I have reason to believe there's something not quite right about it.
I'd say there's magic in it without a doubt. I'd gladly buy it from you.
Why do you care about the amulet so much?
I collect antiques. They may be useless to others, but I see value in them.
I don't believe you. You want to buy a piece of metal just because it's old?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Let's get some persuasion skill going.
I'm a witcher. You don't want to lose a customer like me.
Huh. I suppose you've convinced me.
Let's get down to it.
This isn't any old talisman. I'm almost certain it's Melitele's heart. It's a very powerful artifact. At least, it used to be.
It isn't anymore?
It was cursed, and the spell distorted its effect. It once protected those who wore it. Now it brings misery upon them.
Why do you want to buy it from me then?
I know a ritual that can restore its original power. Unfortunately, the necessary ingredients are extremely rare.
What do you need?
Essence of death, a troll's tongue, the eyes of an aracus, and an Endriga's fetus.
I might be able to get you those. I want to know everything there is to know about this ritual.
Ask away.
We don't have the ingredients, we'll until that. So,
Tell me more about Melitele's heart.
They say the talisman was made at the time of the conjunction of spheres. It gave those who wore it supernatural powers. Some didn't like that. The talisman was cursed by a dark force and lost its former power.
it'd be cool to get our hands on an actual detector that talisman.
Can you conduct the ritual?
You must find all the ingredients first.
All right, I get it.
So, did we get a journal? Claws of Madness. Heart. Troll Tongue, Araka's Eye. We could get that from Cedric. Endriga Fetus. And Essence of Death. Essence of Death we can probably get from more of these spectres. Or ghosts. Or the Burned Asylum. This time, I have a vague recollection of that being a ghostly place. And it sounds like a place with ghosts, considering the tragic events that happened there. Brothel. Yes. So you can read these on your own time. Most of it is, explained to us in the game, and it's written more flowery by Dandelion in its perspective, rather than, being Geralt's point of view and slightly objective. See, in the floods, Melina was no exception. Other than women suspected of reading swords and scores of languages, chance of colleague sentences and scaffolds. Okay. Local herbalist. Though some people respect women who know much about herbs and folk medicine, others fear them. Piece of Veopatis, a deity that had once been revered in the region, that she generally preferred non-trustworthy. Okay. Sheila de Tanseville. Let's see. I like how just tiny bits of information like salt and cutting gems gets added there. Maybe also trade with that, but let's keep that for later. Now though, let's go to Lorido's residence in the evening. Now let's see, Melina. Let's track that because the game wants us to track things. Until caves beneath. Of course, in the first game we also had, when we look at the map, we'd get caves beneath Flotsam. And a map marker just telling us it's right there. So I don't believe we are turning into massive casuals by doing this. The worst if we use the third game's breadcrumb trail on the minimap, which I don't really understand why they'd make that a thing. Or rather, why you'd use that. That's for the third game, it's not here. I usually just, my own personal preferences, whenever I've been playing the third game, I disable that. I leave the quest text and the marker like now, which is pointing in a straight line, because we'll still need to, navigate around and figure out, okay, we've got to go in these directions.
Boss, why the hell are we stacking and reason?
Yeah, we got our bomb in our pocket. Let's control. Mark it. I need to click it. I don't have it. I think it's held down R, we can throw it. Will you talk to anything? We can't. Nope. Herbs. Yummy, yummy.
A lot of blood, and I'm about to find out who it belonged to.
They're saying this cave is crawling with monsters, and I'm not one to disbelieve them. I say we bob ourselves down here and do some neat meditation and drink some of our potions. So we could drink cat for less damage, but being able to see in the dark. But I'm thinking we'll take a rook, which could negate the cat potion. But we'll take a swallow potion too. If we were to take a lapwing, bring us up to the cap. But if we were to take the cap potion, it wouldn't get as much. So some potions are also, you can see toxicity 40, 40, 40, 25. Meaning that some potion combos are impossible because it would bring us to the point of overdose and then we would die. And these two potions, both lasting the intended half an hour with my mods. He throws a little glass away, wipes away the sweat, and now Geralt is ready to kick some butt. And so am I.